Take a look at how fierce Jason Statham can be before he went bald. Escaping from prison is a piece of cake for him. When he sees the cement mixer next to him, countless plans flood his mind. As if his brain has been lubricated, inspiration keeps flowing. He lets his teammates distract the guards on the playground, while he silently runs towards the mixer. Suddenly, he knocks out the guard with one strike, then quickly dashes to the driver's seat, steps hard on the gas pedal, picks up his teammates and charges full speed towards the gate. The guard on the tower notices something unusual, raises his rifle and starts shooting continuously. But his aim is as bad as tracing the outline of a human body. Just like that, they break through barriers, one after another. The prison guard drives a pickup truck to block their way, but it is no match for the truck's collision. The inmates behind cheer him on. Several police cars are in hot pursuit, but he has already planned the escape route. There's a downhill at the road bend. He drives down there, successfully shaking off the pursuing guards. The road passes through the woods into someone's backyard, breaking through fences one by one, leaving the old lady watching with her jaw dropped. Finally, he drives onto the main street of the town, but because the truck is too conspicuous, John stops a small car. With his handsome appearance, the female driver is completely mesmerized. No wonder he's an idol for middle-aged women. Next, he needs to figure out how to get a large amount of cash. Passing by a bank, John gets a sudden idea, opens the glove compartment on the passenger side, finds a highlighter pen. Now let's see how he uses this pen to rob the bank. The two slowly enter the bank, using the highlighter to point at the back of the security guard's head. Just like that, they disarm him. Then John shouts, "This is a robbery." They ransack the place, grab some cash. After coming out, he casually stops the car, sees the driver is a man. John doesn't hold back. A series of punches and kicks subdue the driver, and he takes the car, speeding towards poetry and the distant horizon. Hearing the sound of sirens behind them, he makes a sharp turn, driving into the dispersed garage, evading the police chase once again. Sure enough, this brain lubricated with stool softener works wonders with previous experience under the belt. The two continue on their journey. Later on, John finds his cousin Jack, who works as a stunt. An extra person means extra strength. Soon they set their sights on the largest bank in the area. To ensure everything goes smoothly, they take control of the bank manager and his family. Early the next morning, they bring the manager's family to the bank. Anyone who comes in, whether they're employees or customers, are all under their control. John is busy non-stop, filling 2 bags to the brim, wishing he had more than 2 hands. After completing the heist, the three meet up at the mountaintop, dividing the loot equally before parting ways. 2 weeks later, they meet again at the designated spot. During this time, Arthur unexpectedly encounters a wild lady. The two hit it off immediately, feeling a deep connection. So, they arrive at the location previously agreed upon with Seeing John. That they are real robbers, she immediately expresses her desire to join their crew. Arthur is willing to vouch for her. John reluctantly agrees. Due to limited bed space, they have to use curtains as dividers. Perhaps it was fate that brought them together beyond this curtain divide, transforming into passionate lovers. And so, under John's leadership, they become invincible. Banks along the way tremble at the news of their approach. However, during one escape, a truck collides with them. John happens to be in this vehicle. Soon the sound of sirens echoes from behind. They have no choice but to retreat separately and agreed to meet at the next location. Arthur drove away with Leah. John and Jack chose another path. The purchase week is long enough to keep them in love, so a 4-man team evolved into a love triangle. When they meet again, John saw at a glance that something was wrong between them. The air is filled with the smell of As a good brother, Yaruling, to return to John Tande. He hoped John would help him and Leah. In the end, they decided to give Leah the choice. Leah's answer surprised the two brothers. The word "after the sea" is vividly expressed in him. That night, he first knocked on Arthur's door. Then he turned around and made love to John. Both brothers were fascinated by him. Shortly after, they went to a bank again. But Jack, who was on the outside, saw the hair of his first love. Desperate to chase out. This way, when they're done, they're ready to escape, but found no one in the car. They had no choice but to drive away the police car on the side of the road. Jack realized his mistake afterwards, decided to abandon this split well, and quit the team. Others have also suspended their next steps. However, with the passage of time, John and the Qing have a big fight over jealousy. In the end, it was Leah who took control. She thinks it is all because of herself. This time, he is crazy enough. He made the same decision as Jack. Quit team. Can return to normal life. In this way, the two brothers were forced to return to single to save Leah. The next day, they decided to do a big operation. After some observation, they called Leah. I want to invite her to participate, but as expected, Leah turned them down and advised them to stop. But that doesn't stop them from getting rich. As soon as John entered the door, he raised his hand and shot him. Unexpectedly, the gunshots just rang. They were surrounded by police, and the police were able to arrive so quickly. All because of Leah's snitch. He didn't want the two brothers to continue like this, so he went to the police station and exposed them. Meanwhile, inside the bank, the two brothers started blaming each other, each sticking to their own version, convinced they were right. When words failed, they pulled the trigger without hesitation. A single gunshot shattered their brotherhood. With their faces torn apart, they raised their guns and fired at each other, shooting until they turned each other into sieves, only then reluctantly collapsing to the ground. The officers preparing to surround the nest were left unfound. They had expected a tough battle, but instead discovered that an internal conflict had erupted among the criminals. The scene no longer required their intervention. As the paramedics entered the scene, the two were tossed into body bags, and just like that, the heist came to an end. However, as the ambulance sped away, John and Arthur suddenly sat up. The so-called body bags were stuffed full of cash. It turned out this was all part of their meticulously planned scheme. Jack, who had quit the team, applied for a job as an ambulance driver. When Leah called in the police to raid the scene, he used movie-making techniques to detonate the blood packs strapped to their bodies. The stage scene lulled the officers on site into lowering their guard. Then, Jack calmly walked away with their bodies. Finally, he staged a fake accident where the ambulance appeared to lose control halfway. The vehicle crashed into a roadside car and flipped over. Jack leaped out of the burning wreckage. For a stuntman, This was child's play. As the vehicle exploded, all evidence was obliterated. The police naturally stopped pursuing the case. The group successfully escaped thanks to their impeccable acting skills. The money would be enough for them to live lavishly for a while. In the end, Jack reunited with his first love and tied the knot. As for John and the other two, judging by their behavior at the wedding, it seemed they hit the jackpot, securing both bread and milk.